welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be doing a living single, like, chit chat life update, okay? Because if you guys haven't seen my video from about 3 months ago, I informed you guys that I broke up with my boyfriend of 6 years. Actually, February 6th that just passed, it would have made 7. So basically 7 years. I left my ex and now we're here, I'm back in these streets, I'm dating, and it's been an experience for one. So I just want to talk about everything that I learned and hopefully give you guys some tips and tricks, not really tricks, but some tips on dating, because it is pissing this dating pool, but you just gotta be in the right pool. There's some really good people, and I found a few, I dated a few, and I'm just gonna tell you guys all about it and some other things as well. So if you guys like talking videos and just sit down, chit chat, get ready with me, so whatever, let me know, because I like to talk and I just have a lot to say. So let's get into it. Like I said, broke up in August of 2023, and I did take some time for me to just sit and learn the lessons, like, what did I learn from the past relationship? What did I like? What did I not like? And what do I want moving forward? How do I want to be treated? What are my non-negotiables? What are my boundaries? All of these things I had to figure out so that in my next relationship or whoever I'm talking to, when I see a red flag, I know it's time to go. And I'm not saying red flags like, oh, they chew their food too loud. Red flags as in they don't want family, they don't want kids, because that's not even a red flag, but it's a boundary for me. I know that I want a family. I know that I want to be married. You have to believe in monogamy. There's just some things I need to know in order to move forward. So I had to sit and I was like, what are those things? But first, I want to tell you guys my list that I made before I even broke up with my boyfriend, what I wanted my next partner to have. And I think it's really important to manifest, at least for me, manifest what you want, write down what you want so it can be attracted to you. The law of attraction is really real. So I wrote down a list before I even broke up with him, what I wanted my next partner to have. And that may sound messed up, but like, I was done. And although I didn't leave physically until 2023, I was kind of checked out in 2021, if we're being honest. So yeah, let me tell you guys about that list. So I have my tablet and I just wrote down a list of what I want my next partner to have, because I think it's really important, like I said, that you know what you want. So, the saying kind of goes, if you fall for nothing, no, if you stand for nothing, you fall for everything. So it's like I needed to know where I stood so that I wasn't just letting anybody in, you know what I'm saying? So these were the things that I wanted. I want someone who's affectionate. I want someone who is emotionally available. I want someone who loves anime. I want someone who has a good relationship with family. I want someone who's not a mama's boy. I want someone who has their own interests. I want someone that goes to the gym. I want someone who has been in therapy or is open to it. I want someone who is romantic. I want someone that don't have no kids. I want someone to want to be married to me. I want someone who's ambitious. I want someone who has a good job. I want someone who loves to cuddle, loves hugs, loves kisses. I want someone who respects women. I want someone who is not abusive physically or mentally. I want someone who has good communication skills. I want someone who is clean and not messy. And I want someone who is a good cook or willing to learn. And that was like my list. And I made this list like July 16th, and mind you, I wasn't single until August 28th. So I made this list just like of the things that I wanted, and it's real simple, and sometimes it does go more into depth, but that was just kind of like a basis, and then after that it comes like I want someone who is, true to their word, someone who, like, whatever it is on your list, this was just like the start of what was on my list. And so these were kind of like the things that I wanted to look out for when it came to looking for a person. Now, obviously, most of this you find out through conversation. Like, what is your relationship with your family? Have you been in therapy? Do you work out? Like, these are all questions you can ask. And when I ask them, it helps me to be like, okay, this is someone I can get serious with, or this is someone I can just talk to, because not everything has to be the end all be all. Like, I don't have to marry you. I don't have to worry about having your kids. Like, we could just talk on a date and see if we vibe. But at the end of the day, if most of the things don't align, then it's probably not going to work, at least for me. So with that being said, I also have a list of questions that I share with my friends. Well, I share with one of my friends, and because we're both dating, so it's kind of like, these are the questions that you want to get out the way, just to also see if you guys are compatible. You know, like for me, I go really deep really fast. I don't really care what your favorite color is, because that can change, but I do want to know if we align on the same playing field. You know what I'm saying? So these are some of the questions that I asked. So some of the questions that can be asked, depending on where you are in the conversation. Me, sometimes I go pretty deep. So it's kind of like, what do you hope this turns into? What are you actively going to do to make sure that that happens? How is your relationship with your mother and father and siblings? Are you currently talking to or dating anyone or multiple people? What are your life goals? How do you plan on reaching your goals? In your future, do you see yourself getting married, and when? If so, what are steps you're actively taking to prepare yourself for that? Do you want to have children in the future? What do you consider cheating, i.e. flirting, micro-cheating, whatever? What are your triggers? What in your childhood happened that shaped you into who you are now? And you can talk about parenting styles, merging families, if that is, something that is possible. How do you have hard conversations in a relationship? And those are just some of the questions that I would ask. I was asking questions, y'all, okay? I was not playing. So, some more questions, which are like just fun to ask, is like, what are your pet peeves? What are your mental turn-ons and turn-offs? What is a fear of yours? This is kind of like the little questions that you can ask. What is a fear of yours? What is your favorite color? What attracts you to someone? What on my page caught your eye? Because I was on Hinge and, Bumble and the dating apps. So I was like, well, what on my page caught your eye? What is your 5-year plan, if you want to disclose that? What makes you happy? What makes you mad? What is your love language? Recent lessons, favorite ice cream, favorite quotes, little questions like that, just to kind of get to know them. And so that is kind of how I kept the conversation going. I really did like if it flowed and I didn't have to ask a million questions, and sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. And the questions really helped just to be like, okay, for one, if I can conversate with this person, do they get deep? Do they just like stay on the surface? Like, I'm a deep person, so I need someone that can also, like, if I send you a paragraph, read it, respond to every single thing, and also send the paragraph back, okay? Like, that's just me. And then when it comes to like describing myself, I'm also going to insert my profile so you guys can see. But it was just like, I'm 29, my birthday is May 14th, I'm a Taurus, I like to gym, I play tennis, I do puzzles, read books, and I'm trying to learn pottery, and I would like to watch anime. I work as an inventory clerk at a government facility, just so they can get to know me a little bit. That was like in the very beginning. And so things that I liked and things that I like looked for in a person was if we had the same direction in life. Not as in like we're doing the same exact thing, just kind of like, do we align? Like, will it work? You know what I'm saying? I can't be like a homebody and you are a night like party animal. It's just not gonna work. So do we have the same direction in life? Do we have the same beliefs? Are they a leader, an executor, someone with a purpose? Are they supportive and knows what they want in life? And then some of the dislikes I had was lack of communication, inconsistent, no effort, mean, lazy, messy, not good with finances, a liar. That was just some of the things. So I really had to figure out what I liked and didn't like, and this dating process really helped me to do that. I matched with a good amount of people. I was talking to like sometimes 5-6 people at a time, and I read books, so I feel like I could keep up with the story. Sometimes I did probably text someone the wrong information, but it wasn't nothing crazy. And for the most part, I did try to tell these people that I was dating other people, but honestly, if they didn't ask, I didn't tell them, because ask me, okay? Like, we're all dating, so I'm gonna just assume that you're dating too. And yeah, it's like not really your business, okay? We're not together, it's not exclusive, you didn't ask me out, so I don't have to tell you all my business. But when I did start to get like more serious, like especially if it went on, if we went on a date for one, and if it went like past a month, like I would be like, okay, like yeah, I'm dating other people or whatever. And some people took that really well and some people did not. But at least, you know, they kind of eliminated themselves from the conversation, because you can't just assume I'm only going to talk to you. I'm dating. I'm trying to get to know what I want. Like, that's not happening. So there's just some stories I want to tell you guys from my dating experience. So one of them, which again was a lesson learned, but I was talking to this guy, we matched and we liked like the same animes. Our conversation was pretty good. Then we would FaceTime, and first red flag for me, like a little pet peeve or whatever you want to call it, they had an Android. So we couldn't FaceTime unless it was on Instagram. So gave him my Instagram, we would FaceTime on Instagram, and this guy was in his car at work. He would call me when he was on his break and smoking a bong. So getting high as hell in the car while we're on the phone, choking. I'm like, sir, are you okay? And yeah, just that really should have ran me off, but it didn't. Really, kind of sometimes I was like, do it for the plot, you know what I'm saying? Even though I know I shouldn't have been talking to this boy. So long story short, he decides to take me on a date, and we go to like this arcade place and we eat ramen, and then, you know, we come back to my place and I'm like showing him around. First off, mistake number one, I'm not bringing no one to my spot if I already kind of had like not the best feeling about them to begin with. But yeah, brought him back to my place and I showed him around. We had some wine, and then I gave him a little bit, and I was like, okay, it's time for you to leave. And he's just kind of like dragging his feet. He's like, you don't need me to help you clean up. You don't want me to stay. We could watch TV. I'm like, no, I got work in the morning. Sorry, you need to leave. So I finally got him to leave, and he gets home and he was like, how would you feel if I moved in with you? Y'all, if you would have seen my face, I feel like I was looking at cameras like on Albert Elementary, like just looking, where's the camera? Because what, like, how are you even asking me that? This is our first date. You're asking me, can you move in with me just because you see I have my own place and you mad because you still live with your mother? Like, I don't understand. So yeah, I was like, no, obviously not. You can't move in with me. And then he was like, because I'll come back right now. And that's when I was like, no one, like, if I really don't trust you, if we're not like super like deep in the dating and it's not gonna go nowhere, you're not coming to my place. Absolutely not. Because one, it could have went real bad. This man was obviously bigger than me, stronger than me, and like if he didn't want to leave, he probably like could have made himself stay. So I'm really glad that I didn't get hurt or harmed in any way in that situation. But girls, don't bring no man back to your place, especially if you had a bad feeling about them from the beginning. And not only, I skipped the whole part, I gave him cookies when we met. He gave me edibles and a napkin. Like, I'm not gonna eat your weed edibles. I don't even know where they came from. And he was like, oh, if you take them, I'll take care of you. He was a big, I can't even get the words out. He was a big walking red flag, whatever. And then the next day I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. And yeah, I like blocked him. So had to block him on Instagram, block his number, block everything, because no thank you. So that was like one like bad date that I was on, and I learned a lot of lessons from that date, you know. But when it came to some other dates, and I wrote them down because I feel like I'd be forgetting stuff, here are some of the things we did and how I like felt about them, because you know, I just like to write things down, and I rated everything a 1 through 10. So one day I went on, we're gonna call him Tyreek. Went on a date with Tyreek, and we went bowling, and we had a really good time bowling, and everything was like super cool. Like, we was making fun of each other, we was laughing, and we was enjoying each other's time. Then we went to dinner, and the dinner was cool, conversation was cool. I like to have like these conversation cards, but sometimes I don't need them. Sometimes I take them out anyway just for fun, because it's like really deep questions that you wouldn't normally ask, and so I be using them. Like, dinner was really good. Our conversation was really good. We had some physical touch, just kind of like high fives and stuff during bowling and stuff like that, which was good. We laughed a lot, we made jokes, and there was no awkward moments, so I really did like that. We did kiss at the end of the night, because like, I don't know about you guys, but like if I'm feeling the vibe, I'm gonna kiss you. Sometimes even if I'm not, but yeah, Kissed him. It was a good kiss. And then I said I went to see him again, and he actually gifted me flowers. So if you guys seen like one of my vlogs and I went bowling, I didn't show you guys that I was bowling like physically, but like I was like, oh, he brought me flowers. This was him. And so then we went on another date, and this one was a park walk. So we walked for like, I want to say 2 hours, just around the park, talking, looking at the birds and stuff like that. Then we went to the movies, and he actually slept through like half the movie. And yeah, the movie was kind of boring. But then after that, we went to dinner, and it was a good dinner. But then I believe he got a phone call that kind of like ruined the mood a little bit. I'm not saying it ruined my mood, but like his friends was in a car accident, and he took that call, and that is why it was like, okay, like we started to kind of like pack up after that. But we had a good conversation, good laugh, good physical touch, jokes. There was no awkward moments, and I wanted to see him again. And we did kiss. And so I only had 2 dates with that person. And then it came out that I was dating other people, and he decided to take a step back because he wants someone who's gonna give him their all, like he said he was. And I was just like, we never had the conversation that we would go exclusive. And so I actually didn't like that he wanted to step back, because if anything, you should want to step up and apply more pressure if you are serious about me. So that just kind of showed me that he wasn't serious about me. And so that was the end of him. The next person I dated, we're gonna call him Charles. We went on a date to the arcade. He brought me Reese's and Kit Kat as a gift, and that's like those are like 2 of my favorite chocolates and stuff like that. So that was cute. We had laughs, we had jokes. There was some awkward moments because he was very softly spoken. And so when he was ordering our food, he whispered. And the guy was like, sorry, sir, can you speak up? I can't hear you. And then he just leaned over more and whispered into like this guy's ear, and then made our order. And so some of our order wasn't wrong. Some of our order was wrong because they couldn't hear him. So he was just really soft spoken, and just like, I feel like I had to step up a lot when it came to making conversation. I had to bring up the topics. I had to talk the most and ask all the questions and stuff like that. So conversation was okay, physical touch was okay. I did want to see him again, and we also kissed. Now this kiss hurted, okay? Like it was kind of like rough, bitey almost. Like it was a lot of teeth, and I did not like that. But still went on another date with him because, you know, I was like, well, maybe he was nervous, you know, stuff like that. I'd be given too many chances, but that's another thing for another day. So for the second date with Charles, we went to Hook and Reel, and he gifted me some wine. So Hook and Reel was good. We had some laughs, we had some jokes. This time we didn't have any awkward moments. It's kind of like we warmed up to each other. The conversation was good. The physical touch was there, like we was holding hands and stuff like that. And yeah, we did kiss again, and it was still like a rough, bitey kiss. Like, I don't know. But I did want to see him again. And I wound up not seeing him again because he went to Mexico for his birthday, and I had messaged him like 5 in the morning because I wake up real early. I was like, have a safe trip, all this stuff. He didn't text me for a full 24 hours. And my motto is, if you can go 24 hours without talking to me, you could go the rest of 2024. That's just my motto. And not only did he not text me back, he posted on Instagram. So I was like, if you could post on Instagram, you could have texted me back. So I was like, I hope you enjoy your birthday and your trip or whatever, but I'm done. And I believe we had Valentine's Day plans. And I was like, you can cancel that. Don't talk to me. Like, I was done. And so I didn't block him or anything, but I had to because he was blowing up my phone. He was like, I'm sorry, it won't happen again, all sorts of stuff. I just wasn't feeling that he was being for real about me, and I don't have time to waste, okay? That's just something I'm not willing to. That's like one of my boundaries. If you can go 24 hours without talking to me, you go the rest of 2024. And so I stood 10 toes down on that, okay? It wasn't happening. But I had to block him because if I wasn't answering his phone call, then he would Instagram me. If I wasn't answering his Instagram, he would go back to the Hinge app and try to message me. And so I just got rid of everything with him. So that was that. The next person I dated, let's call him Alexander. We had plans to go bowling, and he was like, okay, we're gonna go bowling. Found a spot, supposed to meet up. The day that we're supposed to go bowling, I think it was like a Friday, he, I guess, was like, oh, it's too expensive. Let's do something else. But he wasn't coming up with a plan. He was like, what's by me? Because he did travel to me. He was like, so what's by me? So now I'm making the plans for the date. And it was only because he had went out the day before and was, he spent like $300 on a birthday dinner with a friend. I was like, okay, so not only are we changing plans last minute, you didn't manage your money right, and now I have to make the plans. But again, still did it for the plot. So I was like, there is a Dave & Buster's by me. So we went to Dave & Buster's. We had some laughs, we had some jokes, and stuff like that. Oh, and let me tell you, before I got there, he told me to eat. I was like, do you want to get some food while you're there? He was like, no, you can eat before you come. Again, I should have stayed home, but I didn't. Did it for the plot and still went. And I did eat before going because I was hungry. Wild, I know. But hands up, I was just like, do it for the plot, okay? Like, I had to see what it was like in person. So we had a really good date, though. It was real fun. But I did not want to see him again simply because he told me to eat before coming. He changed the date. He changed the plans of the date the day of, and he was just being cheap, and I had to plan it, and I don't want to have to, like, when you get me, you're going to get all of me. I'm going to do the most. I am, super affectionate and all those things or whatever. I'm a really good planner. Like, I do the most for mine. So in the beginning, if you're showing me that you're not putting in effort, it's going to be a no for me, okay? So I did not want to see him again, and I don't even think I told him that. I just stopped responding. And so another person I dated, we're going to call them Brad. Me and Brad, we connected on the apps, obviously. Our conversation was good. Then it moved over to Instagram, and then they got my number, and we was texting. And so we planned a date. He planned a date, not we. I think I picked the place just because I've been wanting to go there, but he planned like what time and making sure that he would be there on time and all that stuff, right? So we went to brunch. The brunch was really good, and all those things. And then we went bowling, and bowling was fun. And at bowling, we started to open up a little bit more, get a little bit more comfortable. It was fun. We had laughs, we had jokes, we had good conversation. There was probably a little bit of awkward moments in the very beginning, but not much. Physical touch was good. I did want to see him again, and we did kiss at the end of the date, and the kiss was good, and so I wanted to see him again. And we went on a few more dates, and that's like mostly everybody that I physically dated. But yeah, I was talking to people, I got ghosted sometimes. I ghosted some people. Some of the things I did not stand for is somebody being sexual really fast, like wanting to talk about sex or ask someone I would be okay with having sex, or just being weird. Like, there's this one person that was like asking for feet pictures. I wasn't good with like just inconsistencies. Like, I know we're all dating, you don't owe me anything. That's another thing I had to learn. Like, stay busy, have your own stuff like that, so you're not super consumed and like somebody not responding to you. But like, if you're really trying to get to know me, I feel like you should be responding to me. So yeah, but yeah, basically it was like, I want someone who is a good communicator, okay? Like, if I'm asking you a question, is it surface level or do we get deep? All those things. And yeah, so right now I am dating someone seriously, and I'm pretty sure by the time this is up, I won't be a girlfriend by the time this is up, but I will be. Like, that is the path that we are on. So I did find someone, and we have been doing really good, and things have been going really well, and I'm super excited to see how it goes. And if you are not like me, like, I'm a serial monogamous, okay? I do not stay single for long, but it's not like at least this time, I'm not looking for happiness in someone else. I'm perfectly good with being alone, but I do have life goals and things that I want to achieve when it comes to like a family and marriage and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna do that on my couch, not out in the streets, okay? Like, the goal is to find someone, at least for me. So I think I did find someone who, we get along really well. everything is going great. So I'm excited to explore that, and maybe eventually you guys will see him, or maybe not. I might keep him to myself just because until I'm someone's fiance or married or something like that, like I don't want to be sharing. I just don't. Like, there would probably be no Instagram posts, there would probably be no like all that stuff, because not saying it's not gonna work, but like it's embarrassing like when it doesn't, you know. So I'd rather keep it to myself, keep it close to chest, okay. But yeah, I'm really happy right now. I learned a lot, and I'm still like obviously growing, healing, evolving on my own journey, because I did definitely start to take myself out and do things for myself so that I know what I will look for when it comes to a partner. Because if you're not bringing, like, you're basically in competition with me, okay? You're going to be invading my personal space and my solitude and stuff like that. If you do not add anything to this relationship, then I don't really need you, okay? Like, I can do bad all by myself, and that's just on period. But I do want to share my life with someone, and so you have to, the bar is up here and you need to jump over it, okay? A few centimeters at least. So yeah, that was like kind of like my dating experience these past, I want to say like 6 months. And it's been good, you know. I learned a lot of lessons, and I'm in a really good place right now. So if you guys have any questions about anything, leave them down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this little life update. Everything is good. I knew someone was coming. I already made a like video to myself being like, girl, someone's coming, you know. I just felt it. But we're gonna see how it goes, you know. And yeah, again, if you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.